to welcome everybody to Mad Science, and I also wanted to wish a huge mazel tov to Dr. B. He had a grandson, and Toby had a son. So, guys, mazel tov to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, everyone see me and hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can all see you and hear you.
All right. So this is what we're going to do this week. And this is based on a suggestion or a question that one of you asked me last week. Do you remember last week when we did the Mentos in the soda? Right? Well, somebody asked what would happen if we used different sodas. Right? So what I decided to do, if you turn around, is I went out and I bought a whole bunch of different sodas. I bought a root beer, a regular cola, a zero cola, a diet cola, the diet Coke, seltzer, lemon lime, and orange. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 different sodas. And what we're going to do this like a real science experiment, right? So what we have to do is we want to measure how high the spritz will go, right? The volcano. So what I did, I'm going to step back. You see the piece of wood? We're going to first make that into an 8-foot long ruler. And then we can use that by putting the bottles next to it and dropping the Mentos, and then you can look and everyone can record how high each one of the different sodas went. Okay? So I'm going to take my assistant, who is going to take the pictures. Okay, are there any questions now? Okay.
Let's see if anybody has any questions.
Okay.
Guys, if anybody has any questions, they can put it in the chat, okay?
Wait a minute. I have to take my sunglasses off because it's hard to see.
The first thing we're going to do, measure off the different lengths on the ruler. So at the top, we'll put the marker here, then 1 foot, and we'll keep going. We have 1 to 2 feet. And we'll put one now at 3 feet. Um, 4 feet. And 5. I'll if I get 1 more on it. Okay. Now, okay, so as everyone see, we made a ruler. And this is now going to be used to measure how high each one of the different sodas went. So the first thing we're going to do is get everything out of the way.
Dr. Bennett, we have a question from David
Okay, what's your question?
Okay, let me just unmute him. 1 second.
I'll speak up. I got to pick up my
Davido, what's your
assistant.
question?
Sodas, or did he go with somebody?
What's your question?
Did you go by yourself, or did you go with someone?
Go where?
To the store to buy the sodas.
Oh, my son went and bought the sodas for me.
Oh,
He helped me out.
Very
So
cool.
he went to the supermarket and he bought all the sodas.
nice. That's good.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
And now Layla over here, my granddaughter, is going to help me. Right, Layla?
All right, let's get started.
Okay. So when you do an experiment, and we're doing this like I did when I was a scientist in the laboratory, we're going to
I can't
compare
hold you, Layla.
to
Layla, play with the
the
Legos.
Diet Coke. Because remember,
Play with
that's
the
the one that
Legos.
everyone always uses, the Diet Coke. And we want to see,
Play
do
with
the
the
other
Legos,
sodas go
Layla.
higher or lower than the
What?
Diet Coke? So that's the one we're going to do first.
What, Layla? Play with the Legos.
Okay? I'm going to move these out of the way. I bought lots and lots of Mentos. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in, I think, 3 Mentos. So for all the experiments, we use the same number of Mentos. And this way we can see the difference based on the type of soda that we use. Okay? So you got 1, 2, and 3. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Now count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the top is 6. So we're going to see, make sure Layla doesn't get all messed up. We're going to see how high this one goes. Everyone ready?
Whoa.
Whoa. So that one went very high. It went past our ruler. So I would say it
That
went
one
about,
was very high.
I think it went about twice as high. Okay? So remember that, and let's try our next soda. So twice as high, since that's 6, it's probably about 12 feet. Okay? Now, the question is, and you could take a vote, which soda do you want me to use next? Does anyone have any suggestions?
Go ahead, Max. Which one should we do?
Like Diet Cola.
Diet Cola?
Yeah.
All right. We have another Diet Cola over here. It's a different kind of Diet Cola.
And then somebody else said the orange one. So maybe
All
that
right,
one next.
We're going to do them all, so we'll do the orange next.
Amazing.
Okay. All right, so Diet Cola. We're going to put in 1, 2, and 3 Mentos. Close the lid. Put it on. Oh,
Oh,
so I think that one went about the same height. What does everyone think? Can we take a vote? Do you think it went higher or the same or lower?
who wants to say? I see some hands are pointing for higher.
I'll tell you, we're taking a big mess today. It's fun.
Layla's loving this.
Okay. All right, so someone said they wanted to try the orange next?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna put in the Mentos. Oh, from this side. 1, 2, 3. Close the lid. Over here. Okay, is everyone ready? So everyone take a guess. Is orange soda gonna go higher or lower than the diet colas? Is everyone ready?
All right, we're ready.
So I think that one went a little bit lower. It didn't stay on as long, and it didn't go quite as high. And you know what we can
That's
see?
funny, right? That's very funny.
Show you. Let's see if I can show you something. If we look at the bottle, see, can you get it close over here? This is another way that you can get an idea of how high it went. Take this off. If you look at how much soda is left in the bottle, you see the Diet Coke, it's down here. The other cola is a little bit higher, which meant less of it went into the volcano, which means it probably didn't go quite as high. And now let's look at the orange soda. You see how much is left? So less went into the volcano, and that's why we saw that it didn't go as high as the other sodas. Okay, so not only can we look at the volcano, but we can look at how much soda is left in the bottle and get an idea of which one went higher. All right, so why don't you step back? Which soda should we do next?
Come on, Layla.
Anybody have a request for a soda? Let's see. Oh, sure, Bracha, which one do you want to do?
Coke.
The Coke? Is there
Coke?
any Coke left? Yeah,
I've got a regular cola. Yes.
okay, perfect.
I bought all kinds of soda.
Layla, come here.
Okay, so here is a regular cola.
Bennett, she's been.
Okay, and we're going to take the label off so we can see how much soda stays in the bottle. Okay. We're going to put our geyser maker back on the top. Whoa!
Whoa.
So that one went pretty high also. Let's see how it compares to the other sodas. So it looks like, here, why don't we put them in order? That's a good idea, we can see. This one went up the most. Next, this is a little bit higher, and this is even higher still. Okay, so we can see the different kinds of soda explode more or less between them. So what's the next one we should all do? We got
So someone asked if we can do the lemon lime.
lemon lime. Okay.
Yes, please, from Yael.
We'll do lemon lime next. Okay. Everyone see the mess that I'm
Layla.
making on the floor? I'm gonna have to clean up.
Wow, soda's everywhere.
Layla, come.
But we will do it because of science. Right?
Mhm.
Get this on tight. All right, we have lemon lime. All right, let's count down. 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
That one went pretty high and was on for a pretty long amount of time. Let's see. So let's see where this falls in the lineup. So it's not there. Let's see. I think it's gonna be somewhere around here. Yeah, it's about it's a little bit less than the cola, but more than the Diet Cola, and not as much as the Coke. So the Diet Coke went up the highest. All right, we got 3 more. What do we do next? How about the seltzer?
Sure, that's a good one.
I think the seltzer's gonna be.
What? Oh no.
The seltzer didn't even need any Mentos. So I think that one is gonna go off pretty high. But let's see.
Come.
1, 2. 3. And I'm gonna eat a Mentos. Okay.
Keep in it. It just went on. It just went on. Wait, don't do anything. All right, here it goes.
Okay. We all back?
Yeah.
All right.
See.
Ready for the
Is
seltzer?
it okay? She's frozen.
Ah!
She's frozen.
Well, so look, we didn't get a lot from the seltzer. It exploded on the dome. Buffy, can you hear us?
She's
Yeah, I
frozen.
can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Here, can you see me now?
It froze.
We can see you, but you froze.
Sorry.
Not your fault.
That was a surprise. I thought we'd get a lot more out of the seltzer because it had so much fizz to it. I think I know why. Actually, I'm going to have you guys guess. You can think about what.
Does anybody want to take a guess?
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me give you a hint, and then think about it while we do the other ones. So, what's different between what goes into soda? So there is the flavor, whether it's cola or orange or lemon lime. There is the carbonation or the fizz, and then it's to make it sweet. So it has some type of sugar or sweetener in it. But what's different here about those 3 things? Think about it, and we'll come back. Okay? All right, now we're going to do root beer.
Yes.
Okay, is everyone ready?
We're ready.
All right, countdown for root beer. Why don't you go back a little, Susan? Okay.
Come back, Layla.
Wow.
All right, so that was the root beer. I can smell
Smells
it.
good.
I can smell the root beer. It smells real good. Okay. Now we're going to do is take off the label again. Okay. This one looks like it's still, Coke is the best. Well, we'll see when it settles down. We'll come back and we'll look at it, but it looks like it might be like that a little bit. And here's the last one. Someone asked me last week, I remember it, asked me about Coke Zero. Because I remember saying that I like Coke Zero. It was my favorite. So this is like Coke Zero. And let's see how that does. This is our last soda. Whoa, wait. I put 4 of them in here. That's not fair. Not the same.
Gotta keep it even.
I got another one. Oh, okay. Everyone ready? Here we go.
We're ready.
1, 2, 3.
Wow.
I think that one went the highest and went for the longest. What does everyone think?
We're getting a bunch of thumbs up about that. I think they're agreeing. Yeah, a lot of thumbs up about that one being the biggest.
Okay, let me take this off. I think. Yep. All right. So let me take this over for a second. All right. So let's get a little closer. And what does everyone think? Can we see?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. So it looks like
Wow.
the Diet Coke did the most. And then it looks like these two here were about the same, right?
Right.
The root
They're
beer
very
and the
close.
lemon lime are about the same. And the same thing with this one, the diet. And then the two that didn't do the best were the seltzer and the orange soda. Actually, the seltzer did the worst by a lot.
Wow.
But the other ones are all about the same. So, let me go back over here, and then we can answer any questions you have, and we can try to think about why the seltzer didn't go up as much as we thought it was going to.
All right. So I see Max has a question. Go ahead, Max.
Yes, Max.
Why don't you give the filter the worst explosion?
What? Why is what?
The filter explosion.
Why is, okay, well, let's see. What do we think is different between seltzer and soda? They both have water, right?
Right.
That's the same. They both have bubbles, which is called carbonation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the same. And the difference is there's two things that are a little different. The sodas have flavors in them, but that's usually just a little bit. But the sodas also have a sweetener in it, whether it's aspartame or sugar. And I think it is that the sugars help to form the bubbles, and it's the bubbles that make everything go out. Because we saw the seltzer, when we opened the bottle, it exploded by itself. So it had a lot of the bubbles, a lot of the carbonation, but it didn't explode. And I think it's because that's the only one that doesn't have any type of a sweetener in it.
Oh.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But this is the way, as a scientist, you do an experiment. You have the first one, which sometimes they call it the control. But what that means is that's what I'm going to compare everything to, because everyone always uses Diet Coke in all the YouTubes, right? Everyone uses Diet Coke. So we did Diet Coke first.
Right.
And then we said, because someone asked me last week, and it was a really, really good question, what happens if we use a different soda? And it made me start to think. And that's what you do as a scientist. You see something, you hear something, it makes you think, and you say, how can I do an experiment to look at this? And what I said was, well, I can buy the different sodas and make them all blow up and then compare the different ones.
Right.
Okay?
So
right. We
week,
had.
Yeah.
No, you can go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you, Dr. Bennett.
Anytime.
So I think Moshe had a question.
Oh.
Moshe had a question. Hold on. Moshe, you want to ask your question?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Moshe.
What's healthier, seltzer or soda? You can use a Mentos for you're making depending on thing, you're making a soda volcano.
Yep, we made a big soda volcano with the Mentos.
And also,
and it was fun. I had a good time.
Mazel tov. Godfather again.
Okay. Anyone else have any other questions?
Who else has a question? I see Josh has a question. Go ahead. Okay, perfect. Go ahead.
Isn't better a bottle, not a can? Because usually can, we have the same bottle like something else.
Well, you can a can. I haven't tried it with a can because the nozzle I have only fits on the bottle. But what I think will happen, this is what I think, is because there's less soda in the can, right? A can is only 12 ounces, and these bottles are 64 ounces. There's less of the sugar and less of the carbonation, so I don't think it will go as high because there's less soda. But we can try it one day.
Yeah, because I said that, because I don't know the same height on the can to the bottles.
Yeah, what I did do one week, and this is kind of the same, is I took a can of soda and I poured it into a water bottle, right?
Yeah.
And then I put the Mentos in there, and it actually did not go as high. It didn't work very well.
Because sometimes get high, sometimes get lower. That means you can get a mess around.
I think it needed to have more soda and more of the carbonation so the Mentos could make it explode.
All right.
Okay.
I see Jeffrey had a question also. Go ahead, Jeff.
If you take two Cokes, the same thing, or two Diet Cokes, or two orange, or two lemon lime, will they explode the same height? The two the same thing?
Two of the same thing should be the same. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Does anybody else have any questions? Let's see. I see. Go ahead, Jordan.
What's your favorite scientific field?
My favorite scientific field. I like.
Film. Movie. Film.
Oh, film. Oh, which one I like? I liked The Matrix.
I remember The Matrix.
Yes, that was one of my favorite science movies.
I watched all three of them.
Yep, I watched the first. I liked the first one. That was probably one of my favorite movies.
Thank you for answering my question.
No problem.
Dr.
Thank you for asking.
Bandit.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, perfect. Ellie, do you have a question?
Yeah. What is bottle soda top of soda? Doc?
What? I didn't hear what you asked me. Can you say it again?
Yeah. Well, you drinking bottle soda, diet soda, the top of diet soda can bottle.
Would it work on that bottle?
Yeah.
It would probably work in that bottle. It probably would not go as high, but it would probably also work. Okay. Anyone else have any questions?
Let's see. Bracho, were you raising your hand? I think that might be it for the questions.
Okay.
Let's see. But thank you so much, Dr. Bennett. It was such a cool experiment.
Thank you. I'm glad I hope everyone had a good time. I did. I like blowing things up. Okay.
And it seems like everybody else did too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see everyone again. Bye.
All right. See you. Bye.